So being stuck up on top of land, obviously missing the sea. I'd love to be an octopus with no bones, so I can change my colors without changing my clothes. Just moving around, disappearing into small holes and reappearing in bigger ones. I'm so loyal to my partner, but sadly on top of the world, we've got horrendous racist things happening all across the world. We need to change it. I think we have to assume that we are all racist, like we all have COVID. It's a similar notion. We're only going to get browner, queerer, witchier, louder, stronger. This is a piece of furniture we designed back in 2002, which seems really appropriate now. It's micro office, and it allows you to be as free as the laptop, so you can roam around your office or your home, which is now your office and your home, and they're all one and the same place, with your many different tables flipping around. And I think it's interesting how these early ideas come back in place. This is a piece called The Ladder That Loves the Wall, with my dad sitting upon it. But it's about creating social distance vertically as well as horizontally, because we need to explore all planes, especially in these moments of radical change. This was not designed for spatial separation. This is what we've just designed in Thailand. It's trying to really dissolve architecture and create an architecture which is about the moving of earth and the planting of umbrellas rather than the building of walls. I think as architects and designers, we have to become less physical, and we need to find ways to create more radical solutions which are more ephemeral and disappear back into the ground. This is a series of bathhouses in work in progress, also in Thailand, purely made from bamboo and 1,000,006 staples, which sits on top of plastic containers. The plastic containers can be reused, and the rest of the structure just melts back into the water. This is also part of Wonderfruit's The Feasting Hall, which is based around a table that contains 265 people, or 66 people all eating together. And so as to avoid cutting the circle, we create bridges that arc over. And in the center is extraordinary chefs like Boland cooking wondrous meals, and the people can come together and celebrate it. This is Maggie's that we completed right at the beginning of the COVID virus. We'll come back more to that in a second, but it's a collection of escalating volumes that get redder and redder as they get larger and larger. And it's really designed from inside to out, so the architecture wraps around the interior diagrams, us believing that the space inside is maybe the most important place. The interior is very very tactile, with moments of color, a magical ribbon that pulls you around. There's always space all around you. You can always see ways out, so you can be all together or in intimate corners. This is the Royal Duchess wearing gloves, because this is just when COVID had started at our opening. Not someone we talk to on a daily basis. I think the signs that she had arrived with these gloves made us all know it was coming about. But it's full of moments of color, moments of light, moments of warmth and materials, tactile interventions. It's important to be in dark spaces as well as light. It's important in places like Maggie's to be able to get lost and disappear and think and wonder about what the future is. But through the window, you look out to an amazing garden that Pete Aldorf has designed for us. And since COVID has been happening, we've been working on a rug for the Maggie Centre that my sister, a painter, Harriet Miller, created. And in Morocco, this extraordinary all-women cooperative have been busy making it together. And it arrived the other day, and so here we are just testing it. For Maggie's, we're also designing a collection of furniture which allows you to be apart but together. How to create intimate conversations whilst 2 meters apart. How can we signify a shared space that does make us feel separate? Intimacies at moments when one cannot hug or kiss. Looking at patterns inspired by the wonderful film The Square, by the squares that sit outside my local butcher's. How can we start to imply these patterns in floors that they start to feel subliminal? It's not demanding that people stay apart, but it can be read in different ways and used at different times along the journey. Of course, having more resources, because so many work is going on hold. We've been doing a series of competitions. This is a student accommodation in India, all made out of timber, super porous, with cross ventilation and double aspects. The outside creating a stance, and the inside a huge public piazza that brings all the people together to meet and discuss, to eat and retreat, to play and think. All the circulation is on the outside, so beyond the architectural envelope, allowing a kind of these winding up streets to flow and come around, streets in the sky, as we've all discussed over many years. This is a small competition we just won in Australia, again during COVID, which is all quite funny, working these things through, but it's based on a giant curtain that runs around the space that frames the work that nurtures along the way. And of course, during COVID, you need to find new ways to socially engage. This is a little thing we designed so we can lower glasses to our friends as they come by for drinks. This is my brilliant business partner, Ernesto Bartolini, and lowering him a glass of French wine to enjoy. And I've been cooking endlessly with my now 2-year-old, who can make mayonnaise, who can roll pasta, but like the whole opportunity to get down on the floor, to get away from the surfaces and to really interact in a different way has been delightful. And to see her enjoy the smells. The cinema is something we're massively missing. It's a cinema art light that we finished at the end of last year, which I'd love to go and watch an extraordinary film in this immersive, dark environment. But we'll have to wait a few more months until that time comes along. I think that is everything said in a rapid formation of words thrown together, and I hope it makes sense. And look forward to watching others.